I've been a musician my whole life. At that time, after my school, actually I was gonna be a pianist, I'm a classical trained pianist. So I was gonna leave Japan to study piano somewhere else. And but I had this hobby, writing songs and sing. So I asked my teacher, piano coach, that is it okay to continue my hobby in the dormitory I go to, you know? I thought every student in the dormitory is going to be like really serious, you know, piano students. So I thought maybe they weren't gonna, you know, let me sing or play around. And then she said, why don't you sing in front of me? Because I never did before in front of my teacher. So I did. I sang my original song, and then she said, oh my gosh, you are expressing your feelings much more now than when you are playing Beethoven. And then we were already talking about like getting a passport and everything. My parents were right there. And they were like, oh my gosh, Mari's life is now changing. And so right after that, I decided to make a demo tape. And I sent out like a few, like only 4 or 5 tapes. And it ended up being at the JVC Victor, which I never sent my demo tape to. And the director from that company decided to sign me as a singer-songwriter. And at the same time, JVC was looking for a person who could play Rin Minmei, because Minmei is a singer. So somebody needed to sing and also play the role. And actually the day that I was at the building, the next day that I was at the building was the last audition for the Minmei role. So they sent me there. I sang a couple of original songs and read a few lines. There were 2 other girls. Looked like they were actors, serious actors. But a week later, they called me and, you are Minmei. So I was really surprised, and actually I didn't know what waited for me after that. My life changed. I don't remember that somebody described the character to me. I was almost being myself, playing Minmei. Age-wise, I was really close to her age. And my co-star, the guy who played Hikaru, he was still a high school student also. I was a college student. So I just tried to use my own emotion and stuff from my heart.
これ一人乗りでしょ？
いいじゃない。さあ、乗って。
うん。
これ、かぶって。オタク、ヘルメットをまっすぐかぶれないの？
Some people warned me, if you do this, you're gonna be known as Minmei forever. Are you sure? And those people, I kind of had to, I had to make a choice. Like, do I wanna listen to these people and follow these people and become a team, or I'm gonna grab some new hands to start brand new something? And I decided to take a chance to get this Macros. The studio was called Abacus Studio. I'm sure it's still there. Like I took a train for about like 25 minutes to get there from my dormitory. And studio was a very comfortable feeling. The actors, we all got together and sat in the studio all together and waited for our turns.
あれミンミーちゃんやないか。
鳥海長さん。
Big screen in front of us. Sometimes there are pictures. Sometimes just a little pencil drawing. Sometimes just a line, pencil line. Shh. And that was the sign for us to speak up. Honda-san, Mr. Honda, he was the director. He was wearing black framed glasses and looked very smart. And he was very funny, tried to make all of us very comfortable. And a lot of laughing and no dissing.
あなたね、冗談も時と場合を考
クロ
えて。
ーディア君
We record one episode and next week or end of that week we see the show. And then we were like, oh good. Actually they drew it. The picture, yay. It was on Sunday at 2 p.m. every Sunday. So I think that like the family watched it after they finished lunch. So Macross was maybe famous and popular with all age range of people.
記念写真撮っとこうか。
私、写真写り悪いから。
そんなことないさ。さあこっちへ来て。カメラさあ並んで。
The most memorable person for me is the person who played Hikaru. Sorry, I'm a little choked up. His name is Arihiro Hase, and he was a high school student when he started to do the macros, and I was a college student. So we were both students, and he often came in the studio in a uniform, school uniform. So he was like a little brother to me. And we always talked, and after I debuted as a singer-songwriter, he always came to my show and supported me, brought beautiful flowers every time. And it doesn't mean that we were talking on the phone every day or anything, but we were close. But suddenly he passed away, and it was a big shock to me. I was actually in Tokyo doing my concerts when I heard that news, so I could attend his funeral. So that was really fortunate for me. But now I'm a very good friend of his mom, and she always comes to my show. After the show, she comes to the backstage. She's always tearful seeing me, remembers her own son, and so I try to cheer her up. Maybe that's not the right word, but be close to her, to be with her. Sometimes I send some cute dolls, some gift.
僕なんかが相手でいいの？
He is still very close to my heart, and when I am recording this new macros in the studio, sometimes I feel his spirit right next to me, so I almost like dedicating this series to him. The actress who played Claudia, I don't know how you pronounce that name in America, but Claudia, she's a very veteran, experienced actor. One time I was having a hard time delivering this screaming sound.
またかよ。浮かんでるもんにいちいち驚いてたんじゃ。
Suddenly she pushed me from back, like I didn't know she was coming. Bam! And then I was like, ah! And she said, that's it. That's what you need to do. And after that I felt really comfortable, or I felt easy to deliver those screaming voices or act scared, you know. So it was a little thing, but a big effect. I can still say that I was not quite an actor at that time yet, comparing to now, but I tried my best.
午前0時の鐘が鳴れば
in the fourth episode, there's a scene that I kind of start singing naturally, and Hikaru's listening to it, and the director asked me to sing something beautiful, gentle. So I thought about it for a second, and I sang this song called Cinderella, which I wrote when I was 16, and it, I think, perfectly fit in the scene.
振り切るように駆け下りた階段の上ガラスの靴
It's a love song. I was 16. I'm sorry. I was emotionally in love with somebody that I couldn't have. Am I talking too much? And I was sad, but at the same time, that was my first love. Platonic love, but it was, to me, serious because I really liked him. So it's a little sad. I think that I wrote my feelings for him as Cinderella because I felt like there was a limit to this love situation. So I felt like it was the same situation that Cinderella had to go back to herself at midnight.
いい声してるんだね。
これでも中学の頃は歌のレッスンしてたのよ
I recorded those macro songs in the studio, Victor's studio. I don't remember I had a lot of time to learn the songs. I think I went to the studio almost like directly and started to sing. At that time, I was singing really high-pitched songs anyway, so I didn't have a hard time. That was the first time I recorded anything in the recording studio. So when I first heard my voice through the headphones, I was kind of surprised that, wow, it's so clean and, clear. And I just enjoyed that moment very much.